hope for their sake they've had a good amount of time to brush off the defeat of last month. But I mean, they made the grand finals. I mean, some call that a defeat. I personally think that's a pretty decent result. 78% of you over at event.brawlstars.com feel like Zeta Division today will still remain consistent. The 22% of Reply Totem. I think that is a bit of a disservice to Reply Totem and how fierce they are. I've got to remember, they are the Mobile Masters champions in the SPS for this year. To be fair, coming off the back of that, they did dwindle a little bit, didn't make the challenge season even there. But now they are looking better. Grand Finals result last month is still a Grand Finals result. The bans are in, 8-Bit, Rico, and also the Crow for Reply Totem. The Tara pick coming in from Zeta, which is a very early stage for it. I don't mind it. But Russ, Carl, and Sam bound up by them. Shelly first pick. The win rate's there, saying that Squeak is actually an 80% win rate, and that's next to follow for Zeta. So make what you will of that one.
Yeah, I like the Squeak here for sure. I mean, just lock down certain areas of the map and remove some of the corridors that your opponents can go through, and suddenly you're funneling your opposition towards where you want them to be. You see the Penny still quite high up there as well in the draft. And probably that has fallen off a little bit recently. It wasn't the biggest nerfs in the world, but it's been a couple nerfs now that have hit her, and a lot of other brawlers that can deal with it really nicely. Well, we'll see the max picked up by Reply Totem turn up that pace, and it's going to help a brawler like Shelly and Sandy closing the gap and getting up close and personal. I like that idea very much here from Reply Totem. Not the most traditional mid on hard rock mine on the, with the max. You do usually tend to see a little bit more of range. But honestly, I'm down for it. I mean, Reply Totem, they want to go in aggressive in this opening set.
I mean, if this is not Cordelius, then we know that, okay, the pro's not thinking Hard Rock Mine for Cordelius. I personally think it's probably one of the better maps for it. But fair enough. I'm assuming then, what, Squeak mid here? I mean, interesting ideas from Zeta, but to the max, the Sandy, very traditional ideas from Reply Totem here, as well with the Shelly as well, which is always a good pair of hands. But I don't know, I'm just surprised. I'm just surprised to not see it, because it just push up pretty effectively with the amount of coverage on this particular map. But such an important first set to get that early advantage. As we saw already today, though, not always the case for A&R, but potentially here, that first bit in the head can do wonders for a team like Reply Totem, who just came shy by a singular game last month against this very team in the Grand Finals. And in we go. It's going to be a bit of a all three in the middle kind of concept here. Maybe it's going to, yeah, Stu, Gem Carrier. What are your thoughts on that, Danny?
I mean, I think it makes the most sense out of their 3 brawler picks. But that's as much credit as I'm willing to give them to just, you know, how much that makes sense. That doesn't make it's not mean it's not going to work. I mean, as we said, Max here is not necessarily the most expected mid either, but it can work for sure, and it's a similar state of mind, I think, with the Stu. He does get tagged up quite heavily. Joker is in trouble, going very aggressive. He's gonna be dropping those gems eventually. A pull from Meow will connect onto Mary, but not really all that much of a follow-up just yet. Then Mary is allowed to heal back up. It's a fight that doesn't ultimately matter all that much to Zeta, because they have 9 gems right now. And they're only 1 away from a countdown.
Chain reaction yet again on the Squeak pick on the star power side of things. I still don't think it's as good as people are playing it out to be. I think slow is still very much viable in many of the respects, but nonetheless, look at Totem's push. Maori comes in, clears the wildfire, Mascara goes down, but will he be able to come out with a hell of a choker? It looks like he might just do that. The phase shift timing there, beautifully done for Reply Totem. They should be able to get away with this. Shortly with the respawn coming in, Gary will be able to get back. Mari coming now to support his teammates. The slow there at the back of Mario as well. Going to keep everyone at bay.
The payload beautifully done by Reply Totem. Let's see how Zeta Division strikes back.
Slowly, but surely, Reply Totem just taking their time as they enter this round, and why not? Looking at the way the last one went, they can afford to. Shadow's coming in. Should take care of Maori there on the bottom left. It feels like he might still be lingering. No, Meow did take care of it. Maori there on the right-hand side now is the problem. And this is what Reply Totem just keep doing quite well. It's just every now and again, just pushing their way forward, staying within those lines and forcing Zeta to have to deal with them and waste some time here. The 3 gems apiece. The speed comes in for Reply Totem now. Push things back. Meow's got super though as well. That could be devastating.
Joker was just a single gem lead. Make it 2 now, as Garrett did try to contest it a little bit, but got fought off. And so obviously the Shelly is a bit of a threat up close. The flank from Meow, a missile, I believe, as well, which is huge. Those Terrapulls are so influential. Murray is going to be slowed down, doesn't care too much for the shadows, but he does get pushed back by Meow, and now Murray is one shot. Garo aggressive as well, and Zeta Division have so much map control. Meru also is coming in for a flank. He's gonna break open some of the walls. Clay Pigeons follows up, and he gets a lot of value off that push. Suddenly, it's back with Reply Totem. With all the control in the world, Maru gets the gem carrier, and there's no one really to stop him from getting away with stealing all of those gems once again. And Maru brings them back to their spawn. Now he's trying to do something here and slow down this final stretch for Reply Totem, but Joker even survived. At the end of the day, they got the kills that really mattered, and that's how they secured that first set.
I'll be honest, I wasn't a fan of the drafts in that last set. A bit weird to start things off, but going into Infinite Doom then for Bounty. And let's see how things shape up a little bit more in this one. I mean, it's definitely an interesting map to join the Bounty map rotation. I'm not a massive fan of it, but nonetheless, let's see what the bans are going to be. Cordelia's first pick. It's always a good time. I'm convinced that more teams need to consider that. Brock, Squeak, as well as the Tara band out there as well on the side of Reply Totem's the first pick. Gene for Zeta, as well as the bands on Zeta's sides, the Crow, the Shelly, and the Squeak, and Amber to join that side of things. So I like it. Burn down the bush as much as you can and like deprive Cordelius of getting that value, but nonetheless, I feel like that is still a great starting hand for Reply Totem.
Yeah, I think the Cordelius here can be incredibly deadly. Gene and Amber are going to be good at both scouting and removing those bushes in the more long term. But nevertheless, if someone closes the gap, the Cordelius being the someone here, it would be incredibly deadly. They'll have the bow to get some extra information across the bushy area, but also potentially some mines that can help funnel or buy some time, sometimes even catch someone off guard. You'd be surprised at how often pros actually end up being hit by one of those mines. It happens more often than you would expect.
Pam to bring in that healing utility. I mean, you know, I was thinking in the last game I would like to have actually seen a bit of a bow because it just makes things come down to earth. It's a solid pair of hands. You know, it's not often utilized. Mostly now it's stripped off a little bit in terms of meta, but when we see it get brought out, it does more often than not tend to bring in the results, and players do tend to trigger mines and not really stay focused on their positions. But Carl will be a perfect brawler to come in and trigger those mines and do just that. So I love the response there from Zeta Division. Ultimately, of course, you know, they've got a really good pairing with the Gene. There's a lot, though, on the side of Reply Totem as well, with the Pam healing station to be able to tank those magic hands. So they've got to be cautious. They've got to time it right, but I like what Reply Totem are bringing into the mix here, but Zeta Division comp is a bit more aggressive.
Yeah, I think I prefer Zeta Division's comp. My problem is I just don't really know for sure what I think of Cordelius just yet. I mean, don't get me wrong. I think he's really, really strong. But I don't know yet at a pro level if he's able to find as much value or if there's just a little bit more hype now than, you know, his actual merit. We'll see that, as the Blue Star was picked up by Zeta. The first skill was picked up by Reply Totem, which puts them in that singular star lead.
Mario's already got super, and that's the concern. We need to see Meow start to burn some of this, but then, as we say it, connection is made from Mario through the wall. Trying to close in. Gary gonna go and aggressive. That might not help him out, but gets to take down the Maori, so I'll take it back. And the healing puffs on the way back from Naui to ensure that he survives quicker into the mix as well. So 3 stars plus the blue for Zeta, 2 to the side of Reply Totem.
Yeah, I'm not entirely convinced by that Cordelius play right there. He brought someone with him to the Shadow Realm, but that meant that he himself wasn't really there to defend in the meantime. And that's how the Carl got away with that free kill. 1 star in favor of ZETA Division, and Reply Totem are desperately trying to close the gap, get up close, but they need to be careful. There is that gene pool available onto Naui, and that could just enhance that lead furthermore in favor of ZETA if Reply Totem are careless.
Love that placement there from Meow as well. The super just keeps Maru back, and now they're creeping forwards. You've got to ensure the burn is there as well. 2,400 as the mine's popping around Zeta to get a pull. Now you need to land it, but now in the Shadow Realm as well, and that's a dangerous place for him to be. Look at this pinch coming in from Reply Totem, but Maru goes down. That's going to be the lead with Zeta to 7 stars to 4, and they can't really find anything on the back of this. Now he can just pull anyone on the way forwards as well. Juke will be a prime candidate to do it, and it is that. The connection made. Nice to 4. It's Reply Totem who need to get some stars. It doesn't look like they're going to be able to do it. That's 11 in the blue.
It's going more against them than really for them. Let's see in game 2 if they're able to find some more value with that brawler pick. As Meow is going to be lonely on that right side. Nearly goes down, but Maru is low as well, and now he's able to catch him. Now he was a 2-piece early on. Blue start picked up by Garo, and out of the blue, ZETA Division leading by 5 stars.
Yeah, what a start. I mean, Reply Totem now just fully pushed back. You have to start to rekindle things a lot. Maru trying to push the left. It's a good way to do so. Everyone's split and just trying to take their lane size. Great mute there as well from Maru as well. Keeping Meow then susceptible and low. But push the Shadow Realm, but no follow-up as the magic pull there. The hand connected from now. He does exactly what it needs to. Look at this. Zeta all over this. 11 stars. What they finished on in the last game. And we've got a minute left still on the clock. Not a single star for Reply Totem, who are just not in this game right now.
Yeah, this is rough for the least. Shadow Realm again for Meow. But can he really find value? Garo able to swoop in. I just love the strategy from ZETA. Whenever someone is taken to the Shadow Realm, Garo just flying hook in, super, gets a kill, sweeps out, and then he's back to defend whoever is in the Shadow Realm. And it's just really, really solid overall from ZETA Division, shutting down any of those aggressive ideas. And the ability that Cordelia has to isolate players is really being used against Reply Totem. And it's a beautiful thing to see. Another pull from Naui as well. He's been playing out of his mind on the Gene so far. 5 stars to his name. And this game is not even gonna be decided by the timer, because we reached 20 stars. They were 1 step ahead throughout that set, and we have to hope that Reply Totem have learned some lessons here as we move over to set number 3. There's gonna be field goal for some Brawl action coming up.
Wow, here we go. I'd see a bit of a willow ban for me here on this map, but we know both of these two teams can do with that particular Brawl if it's available. But Reply Totem's certainly the team to bring in more tankier ideas. And we've been shifting away a little bit from that kind of meta, so let's see. Ban of Cordelis there for Zeta, which I'm pleased, very pleased to see. I think I saw Shelly as well. Yeah, Shelly and Nita. Great bans from Zeta. Stu, the Bonnie, and the Crow ban for Reply Totem. So this all looks well and good. M's still on the cards here. Could be a potential opportunity here, as well as the Willow pick, like I've already said. But Poco, okay, fair enough. There could be some tanks spelling then as well. But Spike, obviously a very safe pair of hands in the eventuality of these particular bans, and anything to do should they face Otis as well, could all do a lot in regards to covering themselves when it comes to those tanks.
Yeah, I like the idea of an Otis, potentially. I see where your head is. Let's see what ZETA Division decide to bring to the table. We'll see the Shelly ban, which makes a lot of sense as you see the Brawler win rate with it as well. Ems is going to be locked in by ZETA Division. I like it a lot. I mean, it's a Brawler that, even though it hasn't necessarily been getting buffed a lot, it's been getting better and better. And indestructible walls as well, her super can really find a lot of value, and the overall, you know, tank awareness that you need to have currently to make sure that you have some sort of counterplay in case tanks are being brought into the draft. It just makes it an incredibly versatile brawler that has some real stopping power. But regardless, Reply Totem, they are going El Primo, and I'm kind of down for it.
Oh, I'm so down for it. This is like the most Reply Totem comp ever. I mean, the Primo plays that they bring out are always so enjoyable to watch, and they time their runs beautifully. I mean, some of the best plays of some of the best goals in Brawl Ball this year have been in this region with them. And I mean, Ems is going to be able to shut a lot of the ideas down, but like, they just don't hesitate to land the mark on the side of Reply Totem every single time. Surge coming in, finally. I'm kind of surprised that Surge has dropped off as much as he has, considering a lot of the maps and modes that we've seen already today, but he has dropped off a little. Now, I'm hoping that ZETA can come in now and put my mind at ease and tell me the reasons why he shouldn't have. But it is a bit of a risky idea that we've not seen for a while coming in. I'm still down for it, but Reply Totem's comp to me, it smells good, Teddy. I like what they're cooking.
I think that whether or not it's going to be the better comp is tough to say. But what I know for sure, it's going to lead to a very exciting set full of action with that Primo pick, as well as obviously the Max to just get that extra movement speed. And off the bat, it's a big push, but it's going through on the side of ZETA Division as they are pushing up. Maru is going to go down. Meow closing the gap and able to get up close, but not really commit to that fight. Marie has some good stopping power as he can tag them up from afar, but Garo goes for a super. He does get shut down. Meow is also low HP, goes down to Joker, and suddenly it's only now he left alive. He'll reach stage 2, which is going to be very important moving forward into this game, and he got it quite early on, which is quite promising for ZETA Division.
Oh, look at this on the right-hand side. Mario almost found space there. Thought better of it, but it was a good time for Reply Totem just to get out of that spawn area and show some aggression of their own. Ball pass through to the mid, pass to the far left now as Mario goes in, gets some great value onto Meow, and might be able to break some walls in the process as well. And look at this, as quickly as that, the ball's coming through. Mario doesn't hesitate. Oh, it's off the line! A bit of a missed shot, but can Reply Totem still rekindle it? There's mind control available to Meow. But oh, love that! Little cheeky pass to Joker who'll finish it off. And Reply Totem get out of their hole.
Incredible stuff. Really a bit of a missed opportunity, but regardless, Reply Totem were able to capitalize, were able to secure it. And Mari now, maybe even with a shot at scoring again, doesn't have mind control this time around either. And it's not quite going to work out in their favor as ZETA Division are getting back that map control they so desperately wanted. 45 seconds on the clock. There's still some time for ZETA to cook, but Reply Totem are in the driver's seat. They have the upper hand, and despite Meru going in aggressively here, they're not quite able to stop that push just yet.
Pressure mounting, and a takedown on Joker as well will spell disaster. Oh no, off the line again! I don't see how that's not a goal, to be honest, but the shot into now, he should secure it. ZETA will get one on the board as they absolutely needed to in that scenario. The result, though, coming in 15 seconds on the clock is speed from Reply Totem. Look at this. They are absolutely pushing this forwards, but everyone drops like flies. And now 2 versus 1. ZETA in a commanding position to potentially score when these boxes go down.
No map control, or no ball control, I meant. Now we're going to be getting to stage 3 and in overtime. That's exactly where he wants to be. Meru gets absolutely shut down. He's going to be the player struggling the most in this overtime. They had an opportunity on the side of Reply Totem to score just before overtime kicked in, but they weren't able to seize it, and instead it's going to be ZETA Division
to going the other way. I mean, their comp to me makes a lot of sense here and gets a lot of value, but they've got to match that idea of aggression and, you know, and also defensiveness. They can't be overly aggressive with it, as they will just leave things wide open for ZETA, and that's exactly what went wrong in the last game. Now, on defensive, keeping Garo low there as well, and Maori just going to be getting a lot of value for his time in his position. Big heals coming in there for ZETA to keep them in position. If Reply didn't do what they did last time around and just kind of exacerbate down the utility, as Mario just going on an absolute push here, now it'll be slowed, but there was a moment there where ZETA might have felt like they were a little bit in trouble.
Yeah, even though they did take him down with ease, he has a super now, and it definitely deflated the push for a little bit. Let's see if that's going to be a decision that pays off, though. Maru going in aggro. Maru goes down, but Meow will burn down 2. 2-on-2 now. Now he's still on that first stage. It's not going to be the easiest for him to find any connections with that slow movement speed. And especially when Maru can get some tags from afar through the wall. Let's see if ZETA Division have what it takes to make a push here, or if Reply Totem are going to be able to find some sort of counter-offensive.
To the left, Maori is a great person to have it with the mind control potential here. If ZETA don't spot that, they could be really in trouble here. Oh, but the miss is huge, and that is going to be the ball clear. But more importantly, another super that Maori has got to earn back, and he's out of position. He might have to get some damage, but the pressure is now onto Joker and Maru on the top of the screen here to get this ball clear and keep everything still ticking over, because there's no goal on either side yet. But if ZETA continue this up, it could well be going their way.
Yeah, it does end up being a 2-on-1. Now he does come back from the dead with 30 seconds left. This is looking like it could be a similar story to game number 1, where the overtime is clearly favoring ZETA Division. Murray pushing up, trying to make a play maybe, but he's not going to be able to connect the mind control. Instead, now he goes in. Swoops in, gets that kill. Only Max left in defense now, and with 10 seconds left, this is looking like ZETA Division are going to be with the upper hand getting into overtime.
Much crucial moment there, ball pass through, but now he intercepts. Maru on the left, doing his best to keep the burn flying in. The ball lands in Joker's feet here, but Maru goes down. It's just Maori and Joker that have got to keep the pressure on. Phase shift in the pass as well. Finds the spot, finds Yangu.
As well as a thrower, you need to be quick. You need to get that momentum in as soon as overtime kicks in and try to get that good position to translate into a quick and early goal. And that's exactly what they did. Beautifully done by Reply Totem. They're still in it here. There's ZETA Division again with a more dominant start. Let's see if they can keep it up.
Yeah, Reply Totem just hanging on by the skin of their teeth here, but that final moment will give them a nice little boost here. As these moments on defense, they look very comfortable in. Big, important heal there from Meow to keep Gary in the mix. But Maru might not be as lucky. He'll go down the right-hand side. Maru trying to find the angle, has the mind control. Oh, but beautiful delay. He can't miss this scooper. Now too low in terms of HP. Can't really go for it either. And it's good, solid defense there from ZETA.
Yeah, really well played. Did not fall for the trap. The Willow had a plan, but ZETA were ready, and they knew how to deal with it. It seems like it's a little bit the story of ZETA Division so far this year. They always kind of have that edge, that step ahead. But now he is going to be jumping in. Not really going to find the value he was hoping for, but he does create a little bit of space for ZETA, and they'll be happy to take that.
Well, at the moment, this is where Reply Totem have been really comfortable. I want to see a bit more from this mind control. I mean, he's already got a goal, but nonetheless, Maru is in a dangerous spot with the speed coming in. Throws go over the shoulder, but nonetheless, will go down. And this is an opening. A big chance here for ZETA. Now he's going for it. Has got a bit more movement speed behind him. Choosing to slow down the pace, though. And stack up. Why not? More range to the mix, and Reply Totem, though, get out of that spot. And that was very important timing to do so. On the right-hand side, that's a great super shutdown from Geru. Perfectly timed, but Maru, no, thought it, but couldn't quite get it off. So now the aggression might be in their favor on the top side of the map. Now he gets to kill him to Maori, and that's the team wipe there. That's surely going to be a goal, but catch over the wall, but the trickles in. Disaster for Reply Totem.
There's a final play here for Reply Totem. They have the Primo Super. The pass doesn't ball get to him. It doesn't seem like it. Joker gets the ball, but Garo is able to knock him away from it. And that is going to be set number 3 going.
Well, going in then to knock out Bell's Rock. And a very, very important one for Reply Totem. Again, if they can turn this around, it will just bring back so much more power into their momentum shift. If they lose this, they could be really in trouble. I mean, I've got to be honest. They could be in trouble here in terms of their points and being able to rekindle things. They're in a good spot. They're in second, but they've got 289, right? I mean, there's so many teams that can contest that this week or next month. Fans are in. Gray, Carl, and Sam for ZETA. It's going to be Shelly, Gus, and RT for Reply Totem. First pick is a Tick. Interesting stuff for ZETA. On Bell's Rock, Tick first pick. I mean, I didn't mind it, but it's not that common, is it now these days?
Yeah, it's really not. I mean, when you used to see it, it would kind of be, matched with some thrower bans. So you kind of have like the only thrower on the table sort of thing, like you take out like Sprout and Grom. It's not what they're going to be doing here, so it is an interesting one for sure. I'm completely with you. Bonnie and Max make a little bit more sense to me, but I mean, nothing too special just yet, to be completely honest. I like the picks across the board, maybe with like a little bit more flavor in our last 3 picks.
Okay. Range, or rather heals, are the flavor of the day for ZETA. I don't know. I mean, Bell's Rock is not definitely a bad place for Pam. Longevity is quite key in knockout. But I prefer the aggressiveness of what Reply Totem have. The Bonnie, I think, is great. The Max, it's an idea which they've been floating around in every single set today, and it sometimes does well, other times not. I mean, it's always good to have, under the hands of Reply Totem with it. I mean, Joker plays it best, but they do keep pushing it, and I just kind of wonder whether it's because they really want to, because they play it best that way, and it's their play style, or not many other teams are valuing Max nearly this much in the pick rates, but Brock is a much safer pair of hands. I prefer that idea. The Bell, though, is probably the best brawler in the hands of ZETA, and I just don't know with the Tick and the Pan, whether it's my kind of rounded comp. I like what Reply Totem have here, and I would love to see this go to a 5th and final set, to be completely honest.
I'm with you. I think Reply Totem here, to my eyes, might have a bit of an upper hand. Now, don't get me wrong, I think that Tick can still be very threatening, a lot of tags across the board, and those Tick heads, I mean, they're just so tanky. They take so much ammunition away from your position just to deal with them, and I think it can still provide a lot of work. But let's find out how this goes down here for ZETA Division and Reply Totem. ZETA Division all year long have been a step ahead. Reply Totem still hoping to get their moment of glory in the BSC 2023.
Reverse polarity value there from Geru, finding the angle there onto Maori, but in the meanwhile, now he's really in the tough spot, and despite the mama squeeze, can't get out of it. Let's see as well, on his left-hand side, how these shots will fare. There's no way, surely, right? ZETA, they're in an absolute terrible spot. No way they can get out of this, I imagine, unless Geru comes in super clutch. Meow's going to hold on to his super as well. They're just waiting for the gas at this point in time and trying not to feed, but feeding they are in the process. And Mario has super, Joker has super. Yeah, I don't want to speak too soon, but I'm not really feeling this draft for ZETA.
Reply Totem off the bat, incredibly aggressive. Need to be careful not to get punished. Meow has a Tick head now available as well. Let's see how and when they decide to put that to use. Maori is considering whether he wants to go in there against Naui, but will show some restraint, play it safe. And I think that's wise as Reply Totem. So far I've shown that they have every advantage. Might as well make sure you keep it.
Maori just trying to whittle down there on the left-hand side. Both Naui and Geru would love to make use of that super, but can't really find the space for it yet. Geru keeping Maori back into the mid, but Joker's in a bit of a spot here on the right-hand side. 480 HP, comes out alive, but that was scary. Barry will take care of that ticket, and the speed comes in at the perfect time for it. But look how oppressive now he is in this position. Got the heals and so much power in terms of his position over Reply Totem. There's one, there's two, one left in this Joker, but even he can't stand the might of that 1 versus 2 scenario. And ZETA to bring one back is the next round takes this first game.
And well done by now. The healing station pretty much locked in that round. And now they're a step closer to a match point. Reply Totem needs to be careful. They've shown that they can do some really strong stuff with this comp. But ZETA Division also showed that they are ready and they have ways to punish them if they get over aggressive. Maru as super might want to go for a play, but not quite gonna go for anything just yet.
That's coming in. The bell pick is the scariest one on the side of ZETA, and that's why Karu absolutely popping off. Joker almost went down to it, just consecutive shots followed by a mark as well, and then moving his attention onto Maori, where he had equally as much success. In all honesty, it's getting scary. Reply Totem needs to start to come back together again, as we saw in this first round. The Joker coming in with some taps into Naui, but doesn't really avail too much. Rocket Rain over the top. The last hurrah from Meow will keep it all under control as he goes down as well. Now, what can Joker do here? Great face to deflate the super, about 120 HP. He will surely fall. 3 versus 1. This one's a wrap.
The team that comes out with a win this year against this Reply Totem roster that we know their potential, but it is a scary end of the year for them. It's definitely not in a bad position either. Still second in the leaderboards for now. Something they can be proud of, but that last month might become really important unless they're able to turn around this game.
I'm so worried. I'm so worried for Reply Totem because, like, below them, Navi, Humble, for all teams that could have good days here today, and then as quickly as that number 2nd spot on the leaderboard is, it could be lost if they just don't get this under control. I mean, if they can get a win here, it would do so much for them, bring it to the 5th and final set, but they've got to be so cautious now in their approach, and their playstyle is aggressive. They love to go in and just cause a problem. But now they've just been forced into a position of having to consider their lives so much more carefully. Maori marked up, no super to hand, as Maori tries to get the pinch on the right-hand side between himself and Joker, but now he has got the tankiness and the healing ability and the ticket coming in as well. It's going to be a phase because he wants to use it. Oh my word, everyone drops to just Maori and Meow, and I think Maori should come out on top, and he does! Somehow, some way, the round goes the way of Reply Totem.
My goodness, that was an incredible fight. Incredibly messy too, but still incredible in a beautiful way as well. Meow has a super that should prevent any further aggression on his lane. Yarrow is low HP early on. Is going to go for a bit of a trick shot, but doesn't manage to land it, unfortunately. The Rocket Rain from Maru. Now we quite low HP. Needs to be careful and is forced to use that healing station. Meow also use his dickhead to just create a little bit more space. It's a lot of utility that's being used on the side of ZETA Division, and that could be the win condition for Reply Totem if they can capitalize.
Might take back what I said about that palm pick. As Garrett falls here, making it a 2 versus 2. Joker just going to push in here, trying to find the angle. Scrapyard Sucker will not connect with him either, which is a great result. 10 to 108 HP now, as the ticket coming in is taken quickly care of. Reply Totem should be bringing back a game here. In all honesty, Meow just trying to hold on, but what can he realistically do? Not more than...
Both comps have very different ideas, but both have their pros and cons, really. Both have their merits, also their shortcomings, as both teams have showed their ability to win with them. Match point still for ZETA Division, but Reply Totem are so close from taking us all the way to a 5th. However, Joker going down this early might be putting them in a little bit of a tough spot.
Yeah, big time as Gary just keeping his range perfectly in there. Is going to be on the top right-hand side. Maru on 198 HP as well. Maori, though, coming behind, gets a kill. But Maru actually was the one who got the kill, but that's actually just opened up space. That was not a win that I expected them to get, not by a long shot, but that is a round going the way of Reply Totem, which should have really been ZETA's.
At 2v3. that ZETA should have been able to just easily secure. Bit of a mistake there. We saw in the previous match what happens to teams that have the lead and sometimes just make some mistakes because they're not as focused anymore. And look at that, Mauri finds Garo, and suddenly things are looking very doable. The saving grace here for ZETA is the fact that Mauri is marked. He will take just a little bit of extra damage, and that could help even it out. But nevertheless, it's a troublesome situation. Now he is in such a tough position now as well. The ticket is going to be diffused quite easily, and it's only Meow left alive. Surely they will clear this one up and reply.
There are 202 points, you know. That is not far away from Reply Totem even then, and they didn't qualify for this month. They're going to drop down, of course, but esports' fate will remain to be seen till later on today. They're on 211 points. Julie Beatles for Hot Zone be this decider, and for both sides, a huge opportunity. For Reply Totem, is an opportunity for themselves to stay in the conversation, to stay in the mix. If they can get an even win today, they will actually lock in a last chance qualification spot. But they've got to get through the top of the region first in the quarterfinals. ZETA Division, they have been winning back-to-back monthly finals, only losing out to that 1 month when Navi took the win. They beat Reply Totem in the grand finals at match point last month. So it could have been a shift that we saw earlier. Can they do the unthinkable? Bands of Max, Poco and Sam, Cordelius, Shelly, and Squeak. First draft in is Crow. An interesting choice, but definitely a good, strong pair of hands in those side lanes. Reply Totem coming in now with a response. It's got to be a good one. Those statistics, by the way, in terms of the brawler bans and win rates in the center of the screen are taken from the qualifying stages on a global level as well. So it's not just the teams competing at this level of the monthly finals at play.
Yes, exactly that. And it is across the world as well. We know how different regions can have their little peculiarities and their own preferences when it comes to the drafting process, and some brawlers that we see much more often in some regions than others. Regardless, RT, I don't know what I think about it. It's a brawler that was so dominant for a while. I feel like we haven't been seeing it quite as much recently. It's still definitely strong and has some legs to it, or lack thereof at times, I guess. But I like the idea. I like the idea. I want to see how this plays out for ZETA.
Stu is always a decent brawler to have here on Julian Beatles. I do quite like it. It can help out considerably so, but Bonnie coming in for ZETA. I mean, that is a scary prospect, actually, for me. How do Reply Totem respond with this comp? I think that a lot of it works out pretty well for me on the side of ZETA. I mean, do they try a max? I mean, they've been championing it all day long. Kind of feel like it might be something which they might consider, but Pam, I love it. Pam's often forgotten about on Dueling Beatles. We saw it time and time again last year, playing a vital role. It kind of dropped off a little bit, but now I think it can really have a place, and it's going to cause a lot of problems. The Crow is going to struggle into the Pam big time. So actually, I think Reply Totem now have got a good solid chance. They've got to tap though with this Bell, into the mid. I want to see that. Speaking of B, actually, we haven't seen any of B yet today, which is quite surprising. It could have been an option. Yeah, where has B been today? Sorry, just to throw that out there. My Freudian slip as my subconscious comes into play. Yeah, B is not a brawler which has dropped off, so I'm kind of surprised, actually.
That's a very good point. It's a very good point. It's been a very B-less day so far. But regardless, this is our fifth set here, the decider between ZETA Division and Reply Totem. Those two teams that face each other 3 times in the last 4 monthly finals. And it's ZETA Division that's has come out on top 3 times out of 3 in the PSC, which is an incredibly dominant statement, if anything else. But Reply Totem, they're here on a bit of a revenge arc. It seems like so far, though, ZETA Division are able to get that early lead.
Wow, it's an aggressive response to this left-hand side healing station. Speed from Joker, taps and fire, everything. Throwing out this, you know, for Reply Totem, this is a necessity set to earn. Slow, though, is huge. from Meow, who comes in strong, gets to take down the Joker. Mary, though, surviving on with the help of the healing station is key, but it's still 41% in favor of ZETA for the 30% of Reply Totem.
Yeah, this is a nice position, though, for Reply Totem. Trying to close down the gap just a little bit, and they're able to overtake the lead now as well. Now he is going to be very low HP. That Mammoth squeeze is brutal on the healing station. Joker able to get some good tags as well. Gary's one shot ends up going down. ZETA Division was just the tiniest bit of a lead, but Reply Totem are right behind him.
This is great for Reply Totem. So much utility, but now the speed zone goes down. Joker, though, will have the gassy heal to keep him in the mix, and look at this. Now creeping forwards in terms of the lead. That healing station is doing so much work. As I said, that Crow is struggling so much into that matchup. But now the RC marked up as well, forcing back Maori. They're coming back around this wall and just staying in the moment. I love it. It's now 80% to 60 in favor of Reply Totem, and the aggression of that healing station. It's smelling like Reply Totem want to tie it up right here. They want to commit and get this taken care of, and they should do just that. Match point.
Making it closer and closer and closer. They have yet to get that victory in the BSC. And this month could be it. We've talked about how massive it would be points-wise as well for Reply Totem. ZETA Division, they don't care as much. I mean, there's still prize pool and seeding, and they care a lot about those things too. But for Reply Totem, they haven't even locked in their spot for LCQ just yet. So, let alone Worlds, every single point is gonna matter just a little bit much to them. They can't get points in the SPS either, so if they could get this win, it could be a game changer for Reply Totem.
ZETA are waking up. Depriving Maori is so crucial here, as we saw the value that he was bringing to the last game and how little Meow could really do against it. This time round, he is far away from Super. He's not really landing much on the right-hand side. It may be something for the consideration of a shift of lanes even potentially here, as Meow jumps in, gets the takedown of the Joker, and now it's a big, substantial lead. Big, huge slow there as well from the Crow, and what a time for it. It's going to give ZETA a lot of control of the mid. As Gary comes in, big taps on the Super as well. Joker goes in on the aggressive, and he'll be punished too. RTV back as well. ZETA are looking better.
They definitely are, but it's not that big of a lead either. That is the problem. It's only about 20% right now, and we saw in the previous game they had a similar lead early on, and Reply Totem in the long game were able to catch up and eventually overtake it. And right now they're doing exactly that. They have a little bit more control. They managed to always have a man up, always have the upper hand, and percentage-wise, they are neck to neck.
It couldn't be closer. It really couldn't, but that similar scenario we saw in the previous game is down. The speed zone plus the heals are there. Meow is low in the mid, and now he as well, considering the jump will go in, gets the speed zone taken care of, but not the healing station. And now everyone clustered together and trying to tank the shots from the side of Reply Totem. Jumping from Meow, not going to get any value for it. What a sweep from Reply Totem, are itching ever closer to surviving on in this series. That's surely got to be it. They're hunkered down, 50% remain, but they are absolutely all over this position. One final attempt from Naui. He'll go down immediately, and Reply Totem have been able to turn things around. And what a time for it! What a crucial moment that they have survived. They've broken the curse and come out on top. They proceed to the semi-finals, and ZETA Division will go no further today. Knocked out at the first moment. They've already qualified for the World Finals. This was Reply Totem's day to make it count. And boy, oh boy, did they make it count.
It's taken 5 months. 5 months for Reply Totem to get that old precious win. But this is the month where they make it happen. The July Finals. They